It is 6:49. This is your morning in 8 minutes.
Rain moving through our area could be trouble for your morning commute. We do want to get right to Chief Meteorologist Heather Haley, who is tracking a first alert this morning.
Yeah, key here is we're not done yet. So we've had a lot of rain. Your view may look more like this as you're driving into work over the next couple of hours. Sunrise officially here in just about 20 minutes. That can make it a little easier to see, but right now there's already ponding on roads. Plus we have more pockets of rain and gusty wind blowing through the next couple of hours. So kind of a yellow light on that morning drive. Give yourself a few extra minutes, but Whitney's checking on the actual impacts here for you. As I've been tracking the rain while you slept, it was widespread, and now here's the cold front. Right, we're not done until that cold front gets through. So that's why we pause it. You've got your scattered rain, isolated downpours developing. Even right here, we had pop up in Loudon to Monroe, moving east. So zooming in here so I can show you this little developing pocket of rain that's cutting across Madisonville to the Blount County line, moving into more of the mountains. We've actually got this rain driving around from Morgan County through Roane to West Knoxville over the next hour. Hardin Valley about 7:30, West Town Mall and Bearden 7:45. So a heads up there that's when those rain and gusty winds will be cutting through. Plus we have this moving across the Tennessee-Kentucky line towards Log Mountain here at about 7:15. But we've got the impacts of the cooler air on the way. So we'll talk more about that and the ups and downs in your first alert 8-day planner here in just a moment.
Getting a look at your first alert traffic. If you're just now getting out the door, we're not following any incidents causing any slowdowns, but again, you want to use caution with most everybody dealing with those wet roadways. Want to be on the lookout for any standing water on the roads. We do have this disabled vehicle still on I-75 right around Callahan Road. It is not blocking any lanes. It's in the right-hand shoulder there. You can see that volume starting to tick up ahead of that morning rush. Again, another reason to give yourself an extra few minutes if you're just getting out the door. Taking a look around West Knox, this is I-40 at Paper Mill Drive, still doing okay. Those interstates are running on time. 40 eastbound moving 68 miles an hour toward downtown Knoxville, and 75 southbound also moving 68 miles an hour.
Whitney, thanks. Continuing coverage, Sevier County officials are waiting to see if they'll get any state or federal assistance from the Hatcher Mountain wildfire.
In all, the county submitted $65 million worth of estimated damage to private structures to the Tennessee Emergency Management Agency. They also submitted more than $3 million worth of public damage to FEMA. The vice mayor, though, says he doubts the county will qualify for federal assistance because it won't reach a threshold to be declared a disaster. The county confirms of the 219 structures damaged, 130 are destroyed. Officials still trying to figure out how many of those homes were lived in full time and how many of them were rentals. And new this morning, an investigation is underway in Monroe County after an inmate died at the County Justice Center.
Well, the sheriff says it happened on Wednesday. EMS tried to revive the inmate, but they couldn't. The sheriff does not suspect foul play. The TBI is investigating. And in Granger County, a lawsuit moving forward against a former corrections officer accused of forcing inmates to put on sex shows. Two former inmates are filing the suit. Candace McGee and Chastity Bailey accused the former corrections officer, Travis Hank Davis, of sexually abusing and intimidating other inmates for his pleasure in February of last year. The women want the county to pay millions of dollars to all inmates who were in custody at the Granger County Jail at the time. The lawsuit states Davis was fired in April of last year. We reached out to the sheriff's office, but they say they can't comment right now due to pending litigation in court. A 14-year-old student at William Blount High School now facing charges this morning after the Blount County Sheriff's Office says he brought a gun to school. Officials tell us the boy had the gun in his backpack and was showing it to other students on Monday. 4 others are now facing charges because they knew about the gun and did not report it. A SRO caught the student thanks to a text-to-tip hotline. Right now, a man is charged with theft. Another is on the run after police say they spotted the two trying to load a motorcycle onto a truck. Police caught the man you see on your screen, Billy Adkins. The other suspect got away. If you know anything, call police. And around the nation this morning, the man accused of shooting 10 people on a subway train in New York will be in federal court today. Police arrested 62-year-old Frank James at a Manhattan McDonald's. Law enforcement officials say he called the tip line himself. James faces several charges, including terrorism against a mass transit system. He could serve life in prison if convicted. Well, if you're traveling soon, better pack a mask. The federal transportation mask mandate sticking around for another 15 days until May 3rd. That means you'll have to wear a mask on planes, trains. The CDC says the extension is to allow for more time for them to monitor and gather information on the BA2 subvariant of COVID. Well, soon you're probably going to have to pay more for certain items on Amazon.
And the company says it's adding a 5% fuel and inflation surcharge. It only applies to things Amazon stores and ships from inside their warehouses. It's the first time Amazon has implemented this type of change, set to take effect on April 28th.
Around East Tennessee this morning, tonight the Knox County Planning Commission is taking a closer look at the plan to build a new concert venue in downtown Knoxville.
It's called the Outpost. Some outdoor concerts have already taken place there, with more planned for later this year. Now, Born and Raised Productions wants to build the Outpost as a venue that can hold 450 people. The idea, filling the void between large theaters like the Tennessee Theater and smaller clubs around downtown. It's located on State Street.
And take a look at this. More than 100 East Tennessee veterans are back home this morning after a special trip to Washington, D.C. to see the monuments and memorials built for their sacrifice. They got a hero's welcome last night at McGee-Tyson Airport as they arrived home. The visit is through the Honor Air program. Now, this was the first flight in 2 years. It was postponed because of the pandemic.
Well, the Ice Bears have a chance to win the series now after beating the Roanoke Rail Dogs last night 4-1 in the first round of the playoffs. Game 2 Saturday night in Roanoke. If necessary, Game 3 will be back here in Knoxville on Sunday.
6:55, jumping back into that first alert weather day for this morning. Again, we still have gusty winds and rain. Going to move east with a cold front. So we've already had a lot of rain fall overnight while you were sleeping. Probably great sleeping weather, but try to give yourself a few extra minutes. Right now we're hanging out around 60 degrees in the valley with winds picking up on this leading edge, and then temperatures drop. That's why it goes from 59 Knoxville to 58 Kingston to 50 Jamestown and Monticello. That cooler air is moving in today. So you can see where those winds ramp up. Gusts picking up from 20 to 35-mile-per-hour winds at times. Campbell County right now, Tennessee, Kentucky line. We're going to see that wind and the scattered rain continue to advance east today. So at least the gusts will drop off hard when we end our first alert at 9, and the showers will then taper off to spotty. So just use caution now, but know that we'll actually drop to around 54 by 10 a.m. a little later than we'd normally hit our low, but at least the sky is clearing, the winds are turning. We're at 68 this afternoon. Now going into the weekend, I really want to highlight that we're sandwiched in with rain chances. Actually going into Friday night to Saturday morning, we've got rain moving through. So if you have Easter weekend plans, maybe an egg hunt for Saturday, there's scattered rain early, wet grass, but spotty rain then for the afternoon and a mild high of 72 on Saturday. Actually, Easter Sunday is also just below average, but at least it's only looking like spotty rain chances for Easter Sunday before we go into better rain chances early next week, actually Sunday night to Monday. So again, we come off this one cold front this morning, and we have a couple more rounds to track for you. All that's coming up on the CW.
All right, Heather, thank you very much. Plus, Whitney's keeping an eye on the roads for this messy commute. We'll see you over on WBXX.